All right. So let's start with our initial pray, okay? Let's close our eyes. Let's relax our body and our mind and elevate our thoughts right now to the sublime world, to the spirit world. And first of all, let's be thankful for the opportunity to be here one more time among friends, among the incarnated and disincarnated that are here tonight. Let's welcome all the good spirits that come to help us to understand a little bit more each questions on this amazing book, and all the spirit that come like us to learn. Let's be grateful for everything that we have, regardless what is going on in our life right now. We always have a chance, always have opportunity, and you always have something to be thankful for. And let's put our thoughts right now in this study for the next hour. And let's always to think about all those people we need. Let's put our thoughts, because right now, the world, everything that is happening right now, not just about the COVID, but everything else. Let's always try to be a point of light where whatever we are right now, let's be a point of light, and that let's emanate this light through our thoughts, through our hearts, to our families, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and all those people in the hospital, in the middle of a war, the ones that are suffering for any reason. Let's always put our thoughts on them and be thankful. And so be it. Oh, here we go. See, I told you guys. Rob, you here? Woo, how are you? Good to see you.
Is that the star? Is that Starlight? Oh, there it is.
Starlight. That's funny. Thank you.
Hi, ladies. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Lola. All right. So, if everybody can just mute their.
We have a full class today.
We do with incarnates, right? Because disincarnate is always here. So just let me mute our phone right now. And as we always do, I will start with the question and then we move forward, okay? I will share my screen somewhere. I do have here, yes. And okay, so let's do it. We last week, no, 2 weeks ago, I think, right? We just started the second book, chapter 1, where we're going talking about spirits in general. And we already went through the origin and nature of spirits, 76, 77, and 78. And the last question that we went over was 79. So, and then we are going to start 80 right now. We were talking about the creation of spirits, the spirit in general, where they came from, and all those things. Okay. So, and let's do it. So, question 80. Are you guys? You guys can see everything here. It's good for all. Okay. So just let me know. Okay, if something happened, because I just able to see here the questions right now. All right. So question 80. Is the creation of spirits continuous, or did it only take place at the beginning of time? So Kardec wanted to know if has a specific time in the beginning that God's created all the spirits, or the God is still doing it. And the spirits answer, it is continuous, as God has never ceased to create. furthermore, in the chapters, we are going to talk about let's put it like the evolution of spirits. let's put it like this for now, how the spirits evolve from the molecules onto the the sublime world, the angels, let's put it like this. But yes, as the spirit can say, so God is still creating spirits. Is any comment? If it's not, you can move on. Okay, just let me know if there's any comment. So in my screen here, the next one is Jeannie. Can you read 81, please? Jeannie, just a sec. Let me unmute. Okay. Could you unmute you?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. Are spirits formed spontaneously, or do they proceed from one another? God creates them as all other creatures were created by divine will. We repeat that their origin is a mystery. It is a mystery.
Yeah. And it still be like that until the end, okay, people? Just let you guys know. It's not any like question or answer further on this book that are gonna answer this like, oh no, now it's not a mystery anymore. It's still a mystery. And you're gonna understand because we are not ready for now to understand those things.
Some things cannot be explained, right?
Not for now. Because the explanation exists, but you're not gonna probably be able to understand.
Yeah, I thought about that question myself, at one point, and who the heck knows? I mean, it's too deep. It's too involved.
It is. It is.
I mean, where did that individual, even the individual incarnate, where did their spirit first begin? I mean, that's just.
It's kind of like impossible.
Yeah.
The important is to know where we were going to,
You're right. Yeah.
That's the important thing, like to work on ourselves and for now on to understand our behavior and our actions to better, improve ourselves. Let's put it like this. But yes, of course, it's curiosity. At least I have this. I would like to know too, but that's not going to change anything. Let's put it like that. All right. So, Samantha.
I can throw another thing. Some speculate, and of course, speculation. They say God is experiencing itself through us as well.
I would not say that it was a speculation, but it's a way to see it too.
Yeah.
But it's deeper than that. It's a way to see it things because God, it is on us, But yeah, but probably not the way that we see things.
Right. Right.
But probably that's the better way to explain.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very humbling that they say we repeat that their origin is a mystery.
It is.
These are higher developed souls and spirits that have already been, kind of purified and elevated, as it were. And if they say it's a mystery to them, and it's like, okay, how would we possibly think that endlessly speculating about that we would get to the right answer or be able to do anything with it, So it's humbling.
Yes, Robbie, I think I agree, because all the answers, definitely it's from spirits that they are in a position better than us. And I'm saying the physical position, but like the moral position. And they know better. And that's why they came here to help Kardec to decodify all those questions and answers and to organize this in the book. And if them, they don't know everything. And they say that we don't know everything, but they are spirits that they know, you know, and they are spirit, they know. And one day we'll be there, but it's true. It's very humbling because they put themselves in a place that they are right now. Like, we are here to help, but we don't know everything, you know, even for them, it's still a mystery. All right, so Samantha, can you read 82, please?
Is it accurate to say that spirits are immaterial? How could something for which no terms of comparison exist and that your language is unable to express be defined? Can someone born blind define light? Immaterial is not the right word. Perhaps incorporeal would be more accurate for a spirit, since it is a creation. Since it is a creation, it must be something real. The spirit is
That's a hard word. That's a hard
quintessentialized matter. Is this right? Is this right?
Yeah, it is.
Existing in a state that has no equivalent within your scope of comprehension, and it is so ethereal that it transcends your senses. So I think it's talking about like there's nothing to compare, right? So we don't know, like when it says, can someone born define light? They have nothing to compare light with, so how would they know what light is?
And blind, yeah, some are blind define light, yeah.
Yeah, so like it says, they have no comparison to compare light, so they can't define that. So it's the same thing here. There's nothing else to compare the spirits to. Am I going on the right direction? I think that's what it's a unique thing.
It is in the beginning when Kardec tried to define what is matter means, and the spirits are pretty clear on that. It depends. It depends where you live. It depends what kind of planet do you live. It depends what kind of space on this infinite whole thing that we know you live, because matter can be defined in so many ways and you guys don't know everything about it. And what you call matter, it can be called anything else in another place, or what they call matter, probably it's a sense, it's something that we don't know yet. That's why I like this explanation. Can someone born blind define light? Well, if you don't know how you can define something that you've never seen, that you will never touch, how you can define something? As when you try to define God, you know? So that's why immaterial is not the right word, but it's incorporeal because it doesn't have a body, material body as we know, but immaterial, as when you put a word like matter, this object, this thing, this or that, it's defined as matter. We define those things on our vocabulary, on our science knowledge, which is far away, very far away from what is all the matters on the universe could means, you know.
You want me to read the explanation?
Yeah, this Kardec explanation.
We say that spirits are immaterial because their essence differs from everything that we know as matter. A nation of blind people has no way of expressing light and its effects. For someone who's born blind, the only methods of perception are sound, smell, taste, and touch. He does not understand the ideas that would be perceived by a sense that he lacks. Accordingly, with respect to the sense of superhuman beings, we are fully blind. We can only define them by comparisons that are imperfect or the product of our imagination.
Yeah, that's true. Well, he's explained everything. But I'll put a point here. So I'm not a ostensive medium, you know, as like everybody, I think at this point, know everybody as like a kind of the medium, but like I'm not the one that is seeing or hears something. I'm not. but at some level, I think everybody can feel something. But, as you guys know, some people can see, some people can hear, and there's the thing. So when we are in a mediumship meeting, and when we talk to spirits, we know it. At least I can talk for myself, because as I'm saying, my example, I don't see, but I know through as somebody that is incarnated, the medium, I can talk to a spirit, right? I can see, but some mediums can see, and they see a human being, depends, like, of course, how evolved they are and those kind of things, but that's another matter. But it's something there, as they can define, as they can imagine or seeing from a spirit there, but they can define the kind of matter, what are they made of, how they can, how they can come here, we know already, but on the sense of touch, those kind of things, we have the chance through a medium to talk to spirit, or even a medium, they have the chance to talk, to see, to dream about it. But it's still, we're not going to have the answer like you ask for a medium, oh, you are seeing spirits, oh, can you touch it, or you can tell me how, if you can feel something as a matter or something like that. It's still, it's we're trying to define everything by what do we see, what do we touch, but it's much more than that. And you just started realizing this when, first of all, when we started believing in the spirit, and second, when we started like talk to them or just hearing them. But even this, and when we start studying the mediumship book, you guys gonna see even people that can see, can hear, or you prove it to them, they still not believe it. It exists like people like that, but that's another subject for the future. Anybody else want to say something? Good. All right. So Rob, can you read for me 83, please?
Oh boy, this is heavy lifting, this one. 83. Do spirits have an end? We understand that their source is eternal, but we want to know whether their individual existence has a fixed term, and if, after a given period of time, the element from which they are formed is redistributed. Does it return to the mass from which they were produced, as is the fate of material bodies? It is difficult to understand the concept that something that has had a beginning does not have an end. And they say, as humans have limited intelligence, there are many things that you do not understand. Regardless, this does not constitute sufficient grounds for rejection. Children do not understand all that is understood by their parents, nor does an uneducated person understand all Allan Kardec, the spirit's book that is understood by an educated one. The existence of spirits has no end, and that is all that we can reveal at this time.
Anything to comment, Rob?
I thought about those comments myself in the past, and also, what I've read, which I think are good sources. Supposedly, when the individual spirit eventually loses, or maybe that's not the right word, transcends or evolves its own, any trace of individuality, and joins that whole, whatever that is, once again. So, but that's not even thinking beginning or ending. It's just that's kind of like a process of something, But I don't know. I want to keep at least a little bit of my individuality, just a little trace,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's it.
I think like one of the things that comes to my mind here that when somebody reads this is I think there is a point that the spirit doesn't have to reincarnate anymore, right? It can only l- um, live in the spiritual life. So maybe somebody would understand as it had an end because it doesn't incarnate anymore, but that doesn't necessarily mean because we will be living, hopefully we'll get there one day, only the spiritual in the spiritual world. So
That's an interesting point, Samantha, because if you're thinking about Jesus, okay, so do you think that Jesus had to incarnate it here in this earth?
he had to,
He had to.
I don't think so.
See, it doesn't mean you think that you evolve enough that you don't have to come back or to go to somewhere else. Because I was listening this lecture last week. Haroldo Dutra, he's a wonderful guy in Brazil. He's one of my favorite when it comes to explain things. And he said something about this. And he said, the more evolved you are, the more you want to help, the more you want to do something. And some people, even when they starting studying or they already know about spiritism, they think, okay, when I'm evolved enough as a spirit, I'm going to be live in heaven, in a beautiful place, doing anything. And then spirits come to tell us all the time, no, the more you evolve, the more you have to work, the more you have to help. Because the ones that are couch potatoes is the one that are not evolved enough. The ones that evolve as Jesus. And in this lecture, he was talking about some information that I started researching. It was amazing informations about the spirits that came to earth when Jesus disincarnated, in that moment, when Jesus disincarnated, all the things that you guys already know by history. And those spirits that work with Jesus in the earth are spirits with more 6 billion years. 6 billion years. What is 6 billion years? It's insane. When I was trying like researching those informations, and those informations you can find on the Spirits magazine, Kardec, on the 1800s. They already had those information. The spirits brought to us about the day of the Jesus disincarnating, all these kind of spirits. And then I was thinking about who am I in the middle of those 6 billion years spirits that at that time came to earth, which we can understand that Jesus is already a spirit like that. And he came to earth because first he's the governor of the earth that everybody knows, I think. And he came to earth because he needs to be here to go through all those things? No, because he knows what he was doing and the necessity to be here to better help this place evolve. So what made me think is, no, we are not going to be evolved enough to be whatever we can call right now as like light spirits and sit in the chair and watching the day go through. No, we're going to do something. The more we evolve, that's for sure. That's something that I'm sure. The more we evolve, the more we're going to do. And it's not because it's going to be somebody like, oh, you have to do this. No, because we're going to develop this in our hearts and we're going to do because we want to do, because you see the necessity to do. So that's a good point that you brought, Samantha. That's a very good point that you brought. Like, that's when you start thinking about those kind of things.
I just wanted to add something. It said when a person, an incarnate, starts to become interested in this type of spirituality or something like spiritism and starts asking those questions and starts searching, that is a huge, significant thing. And that can take a very long time before a human being even gets to that place, that they're so caught up in the material. And I'm not saying that stuff is bad, you know, career, all whatever it is in the lifetime, that never really ever stop to look for or think or contemplate about a deeper meaning. And believe it or not, many people never do that. So they say it's almost a mystery of what happens with the incarnate, that some spark that they've woken up to something and that they're searching deeply. So this alone is supposedly a great leap for someone to do. And I'm not like putting a value judgment on anybody, but I'm sure everybody has encountered people that there is no more to their existence than the mundane. That's it. And they may not necessarily be bad people, but there's nothing deeper that they ever contemplate or wonder about or search for, or no introspection of any of that. So I think it's important to realize that this is a huge thing. And it responsibility, because once you realize the connectedness of everything and that we have a responsibility, it is a lot of responsibility for what we think, how we behave, what we're going to do. It, you know, so it stands to reason, I think, Sue Ellen, what you said, the higher evolved, the more there is to do. That's my piece.
No, Jamie, that's, at least I agree with everything that you said, because since the moment that I started participating of mediumship in meetings, and we had the chance to talk to so many spirits, not myself, but I just there, somebody else doing this, this job. So talk to spirits, we can see so many spirits that have been disincarnated for decades, centuries, and they have no idea what's going on. No idea. They have no idea what's going on. And the difference between us and them is just the body. You know, the ignorance and everything still come with us. So many spirits, and I'm not saying they were bad. I mean, no, I'm not saying them bad. It's hard to say like somebody's bad. Let's put ignorance of something. I'm not saying that. So many spirits, they're just lost. And after like, you know, centuries, they could find help. And they're not gonna say, oh, you know what? You died. You dead already for more than 300 years. Not gonna say this, because they don't have, they're not ready to know this. Even they already have, you know, diet. So that's that I can, the more I do this, the more I can see that we are the same. That's no difference. That's no difference. So, and when we start to learn those things, and you used a word, Jamie, that I am starting to understand this word right now in Spiritism, responsibility. Because the more you know, the more you have to do for yourself and for others. You know, I'm going to learn all those things and do what? Nothing? Yes, I can do this. You know, I have my free will if I decide to do nothing. But then I have to face, I'm not going to say the problem, you know, in the future, but I have to face the consequence. But for those spirits that never had the idea before of spirituality, spirits, another word, you know, they're not going to be facing the consequence as we will, knowing that everything is a balance, as everything is justice. So, yep, responsibility. And the explanation here is for when Kardec says educated people, you're saying the people that are like knowledge in general, never, not knowledge like the reading books and trying to know things. And even people that have knowledge on this, sometimes they don't care. No, it's a process. It's a process, and everybody one day is gonna get there. Yeah. All right, so Mark, can you read? Now it's gonna starting the primitive normal world, 84, please.
Do spirits make up a world that is separate from what we see? Yes, the world of spirits or incorporeal intelligences.
Any comment on that, Mark?
No surprise.
Right?
Complete invisibility, and yet some have the ability to sense the awareness.
Yep. It's true. I think
But even in that, I've been taught in my little time so far, that's what the energies are, the spirit's energies, and what everyone is sensing are those energies.
Yeah, so true. I think at this point in the study, and as I know, all of you, not Mark yet, but I know, Mark, that you have been studying this. I think for all of us here, we already have the notion that, material world, the spiritual world, not in the sense of geographic, but in a sense that they are separate, but we interact. The interaction, it's happening 24/7. And the more you're going to study this, the more you're going to understand the interaction, why they are there and we are here, and all this mechanism of helping each other at some level. But we know already that, in corporeal intelligence, and we are corporeal intelligence, but in corporeal intelligence, when we disincarnated, you're going to be part, or you're going to came back where we came from. Let's put it like this. I think like it's, as Mark said, no surprise, right? All right. Lolo, can you read 85, please?
Which of the two, the spirit world or the physical one, is the principal one in the order of things? The spirit world. It is pre-existent to. It is pre-existent to and survives everything else. Yeah, like Mark said, like no surprise there. It's just a continuing thing of the previous question. I believe so.
Yes, and one important thing here, survives everything else.
And I think it has to do with what we were talking before, like if you don't have to or incarnate anymore, you're still gonna be there. So, and that's where everything starts, right?
Yes, so we from there.
Yeah. The good son comes back. What was that say? The son comes back.
No, for now, let's put it like this, because the more you're going to learn things here, and when we start the mediumship book, the medium's book, actually, the medium book, we're going to understand we have levels as well to go. And sometimes you don't go anywhere, you just get stuck here. Depends how evolved we are and how, but yeah, that's like a subject for later. It's getting interesting. We're gonna get like very interesting. All right, I think I come back to me. 86. Could the physical world cease to exist or never have existed at all without affecting the sense of the spirit world? Yes, they are independent of one another, and yet their correlation is continuous for they ceaselessly, whatever is this word. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
React upon each other. Basically, yep, let's say the physical world doesn't depend to the spiritual world and it can exist or not. Has some books, of course, they're talking about it, the existence of like other lives in other planets. When I'm talking about lives in other planets, I'm talking about incarnated, okay, not spirits, because spirits everywhere. And it's so interesting to talk about that because, you know, since like whatever, we talk about that, you know, the ETs and those kind of things, that it's no more than spirits incarnated in other worlds. And when you get to this point to understand this, you're going to understand that the green big head just Hollywood things, you know. But yes, probably not. I'm pretty sure at some point in the future you're going to have the knowledge of this. Everybody's going to have this knowledge. But even those worlds, they can exist or not, as we are here, or you could not be here, but has the purpose for it. That's a reason why we're here, and you're going to learn more about that. But the spirit world, there are many infinite and unaccountable places to a spirit to go, from the lower level to the highest level, and they are a reason as well for they exist, and we are going to get that. But I think that's not like a surprise for anybody here, right?
I have a question. Maybe you could answer.
Ooh, maybe not.
I'm sure you can. Because I'd like to know, why is there such a strong correlation between our physical world and existence and those spiritual beings in that spirit world? You know, I mean, it depends on the discarnate. Some are not aware of anything either, but I would think the other ones would be, you know, will just be completely separate what goes on over there in the physical. So what is the correlation? Why is there such a strong bond, I should say? I'm curious.
Okay, let me understand better. Maybe I can explain this better, because in this question could be so many other questions involved. If I understood, okay? If we start with somebody that had no idea or don't care about if the spirit exists or not, the spirits will be there anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not because I don't believe in something, it doesn't mean that this thing doesn't exist, right? The correlation that we have, because we have mutual work to do together, a lot of work actually. The example that I can give here, because I believe most of you or everybody here has this notion, it's when you talk about charity. Of course, you can do charity in so many ways. And one of them, when you realize about spirits, and you can help them as they help us. And in a medium meeting, in the mediumship meeting, we notice that we are a tool to help them. So through those enlightened spirits, sometimes, because some people ask, oh, why a medium if the enlightened spirit can do all the job? Why you have to help them? One of the correlation is because all the spirits in a lower level, light or emanation, vibration, whatever you can call, they connect much more with us than the enlightened spirits. Why? Because we are the same. We have the same stakes, the same level of thoughts, vibrations, and we correlate with them. So what are those spirits in one position up to us does? They come and say, all right, Jimmy, can you help me? I mean, it's not like that, but I'm going to put it like simplicity. Can you help me to talk to that guy over there? Because he's not going to listen to me. But if you talk to him, or if you at least help him talk through you, maybe you can talk, or a friend can talk, and you can help here, because he's not even able to see me. You know, that's why we're existing, can help them. Of course, if you talk this to other people that have no idea, they're going to call us crazy. Like, what? What are you talking about? But basically, the correlation is to help each other. As we are here right now, you know, on the Tuesday, talking about this, has another spirit that help us to understand, and some spirit that are here right now in each house, listening while you're talking and learning, and help us to learn as well. And had some people that they brought here, like, see, every Tuesday you have to come in this place to read, to listening, to whatever, to trying to learn. We are kind of bond, we were kind of a bridge. And one thing that I just learned last week from a spirit, the spirit said, even with the imperfection that you all have, we use all those imperfections through goodness to help others. Your imperfection helps a lot. And what did the spirits mean by that? Because those spirits connect much better with us than other spirits enlightened, you know? So I think that is the beauty. It doesn't matter which level we are in moral saying, or if you are in the heavens or umbral, we are still working. We're still working. If you know that, if you have the awareness of this or not, we're still working. If I could like answer your question, Jimmy. Good. All right, I stopped on, let's see, okay, still time, 86, right? Oh, this is a good one too. So Jimmy, can you read 87, please?
Do spirits live in a specific restricted region in space? Spirits are everywhere, and they populate infinite space in infinite number, imperceptible to humans. They are always beside you, observing and acting upon you, as they are one of the powers of nature and the instruments employed by God to accomplish God's designs. All spirits do not go everywhere, and there are regions that are restricted to those who are less advanced. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it said that there are more beings over there, way more than here. I mean, by exponentially a lot more there than here in the physical world.
Just around the earth and all those spirit community around the earth, the disincarnating in general around the earth is at least 3 times more.
Yeah.
Than incarnated. Just here around 3 times.
But I'm curious on here when they say that they are always beside you. So there's always some kind of a being that is near us at all times.
Yes, we can call angel guard, mentors, or whatever you can call, whatever the religions call, whatever the believers call. It's always a spirit here helping us, regardless.
I feel for them. It must get quite boring.
Yeah,
It's like must be like watching being a parent and having to deal with potty training for all of time. It's like, oh, you were so close. That again, gross. Now I got to clean that up. You know,
I mean,
over and over and over again. It
Or
must-
worse.
I mean, I know my own spirits that they're around periodically, but they're not, I don't think they're with me constantly. Maybe they are from a distance, I don't know.
Okay,
I-
let's explain this constantly, okay? Because I had this question before from a friend that she's like starting learning spiritism in Brazil, and she asked me, "Wait a second. If means that I have somebody close to me 24/7 means if I go take a shower, go to the restroom or something like that, they still with me?" Like, of course not. You know, high level spirits, they have much more to do than like, you know, be with you like when you were pooping or something like that. Don't think about that. When we say that somebody's close, you know, spirits close, they're around. In a pray, when they elevate our thoughts, when we need, when we do something, they are there, you know, they are, and they have their other tasks to do, okay, on their own. They do have their other tasks to do. But especially when we are, or let's say in trouble or something like, they're always there for us at some point, at some level. But it doesn't mean that it's like 24/7, somebody like close to you. But yes, sometimes you have spirits 24/7 close to you, but they were not high level spirits. Those spirits is more,
You know,
yes, obsession.
this discussion makes me want to give praise to my spirits every night for their patience, for their sense of humor, and a lot more.
Oh, please do. I mean,
Perseverance. Yeah.
they are the first when we are praying or whatever we need, when you ask, when you were just be thankful for something, they were the first one take our praise and give to the high level ones. They are the first one there. They are designated, and all these spirits that are with us, probably somebody that we know for a long time. You have relationships with them for a long time. Of course, some of us, a few of us actually could see them, talk to them. I mean, talk when I say in the medium level, because everybody can talk to their, you know, mentors, whatever.
I often say to them during prayers or whatever, I'll say, thanks for your patience. You probably tried to help me with this issue 100 times. And even though I don't hear, don't give up. You know, I think, you know, they must get a kick out of that.
Or they want. They will try hard, but they want.
You know, I read it once that well, this Brazilian guy, he does like a daily thing. He talks about something different every day, and then he was saying that yes, they are all around us, and sometimes we go so far away to look for help, but it's just because of our energy that we can't have like a closer relationship with our guardian angels, you know, the spirits that really like us, because we don't, they are within a reach. That doesn't mean, like Swell is saying, that they are with you 24/7, but they are within a reach, and it's up to our energy. Like when we just tend to look for them when we are desperate or we need something, but it's like you said, Jimmy, every day you have to thank them for your page, thank them, but they are around. But we go far away looking for the answers and looking for help, and they're here. It's up to us to be to do the connection.
And
Even those that don't hear or see, that doesn't have anything to do with being a medium or not. It has to do with your faith, right? It has to do with what do you believe. So strain that connection. I'm one of those, but I don't see, I don't hear, but I do have, I try to make that connection straight more and more, because I really believe that they are around us for
Mhm.
sure. They are there
Mhm.
to
Yes,
And
they
as
are.
we grow on this knowledge, we must to do this, because as Samantha is saying, for some people that don't believe in this, it doesn't mean that like they were not gonna be there for them. They will the same, but we can make closer this relationship, and we can call angels, you can call mentors, you can call good spirits, you can call energy, whatever, or just God, or just Jesus, or some people pray to saints, those kind of things. But any pray, any thought. And one thing Samantha said, that interesting, they are really reachable. And we don't need to text them, you don't need to call them, you don't need to email them. It's a matter of thought. It's a matter of thought. You just think about them, or just think something, and they're going to come here. But Mark and Jim said something very important. We have to stop asking for things and be more thankful. Of course, it's okay to ask for things, but first let's be thankful, because as we have this knowledge, we have to be thankful for the opportunity to have them besides us, help us go through so many things. Because sometimes you have those insights, those thoughts like, wow, that's a good idea. Whoa, why I didn't think about that before? Oh yes, let's calm down. Don't say that, don't do that. Where do you think those thoughts come from? From them. Because if they live just from us, if they live like, yes, you do everything, imagine the thoughts, the behavior, the things that you're going to do, if you don't have those help. And every day, you don't need to be like before I go to bed and wake up, which is amazing, but anytime, just be thankful for help me on this, thankful for giving me this insight, thank you for, because they are there. They are here right now. Listen to this and say, oh, thank you. Now they're going to pray more. So yes, it's important. It's important. We have to acknowledge them. We do have. And as Samantha said, regardless of our beliefs or religion, they will be there. They will be there. So when I was in my 20s, I remember that my father used to say something for me when I go to parties, nightclubs, those kind of things, And then, so my father I asked my father, so if I'm going to a nightclub, my angel guard is going to be with me? And my father, yes, they will, but they're not going to be inside with you there. They're going to wait for you outside when you leave that place. So by the time I didn't understand much about that, but now I understand. They are around. But I'm not saying that is horrible, bad, you go to nightclubs, because all depends on our thoughts and who you are. But what I'm saying is, the better you do, the closer they're going to be. And if you try hard to be bad and doing everything wrong and just give up, they will still be around, but they're going to look us for far away. Because they said we have our free will, and they're not going to interfere in our free will. Not at all. When somebody comes like, oh, can I ask the spirits if I'm going to get married, or if I'm going to have this job, or what should I do? Stay here or move out? What should I do? Buy this or buy that? No, they're not going to give this answer. And if a spirit give you this answer, so just pay attention, open your eyes. Probably it's not like a good spirit as you think, because the spirits that are working hard to see us moving on in a good path is the one that are gonna let us do whatever we want, because by the end, the decisions come from us. They're gonna help, they're gonna give good insights, they're gonna protect us. But by the end of the day, all the decisions that we make, it's on us. And that's the sense of responsibility that Spiritism is the one of the philosophy that teaches that. Don't think that somebody's going to do what you have to do. They can help, but you have to walk this path. Anybody else want to say something? I love you when you guys all here.
Oh, you just said that the spirits don't like nightclubs. Okay, that's all I got.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I can say something. has some books that I have read are group of enlightened spirits. They work inside of those places. Okay,
Okay.
that should
You
help you.
know, I'll share something very quick. I was still in Vegas before I left, and I went to the dentist. Okay. And they were very busy, you know, and then I was in the room in the chair and all that. Well, lo and behold, there's spirits in there. And there was a woman's spirit, and her job, I guess, was in some way to care for the patients that were in there. And I felt her behind me. And so in my mind, I'm communicating, I'm thanking her for helping everyone. And I remember she was placing her hands and praying or doing something. But I said, isn't this interesting? Even here, there are spirits that have the responsibility to try to create a vibration of healing for the people here. It was pretty wild. It was
Love this.
wild.
Wild.
They're around.
They are around, and yes, everywhere, everywhere.
And who would
And
think
even-
somebody would take up that job, you know, that volunteer job just to do that? I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
They're everywhere to help. And well, if you connect with the good ones for sure.
yeah.
Connect with the good ones because the other ones everywhere as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. All right, so I think that's it. Let me just stop share here and see you guys better. There you go. Oh, I'm glad you guys all here and I miss you all. I think
Ditto.
everybody. Yeah, I think everybody tired of like this distance. I want to see everybody. Well, Rob, I know we're still here in Vegas, right, Rob?
I'm here for a little bit, and then we'll see. Yeah.
But
Well, at least,
Starlight,
Please. Yeah.
you may not stay in Vegas.
Yeah. That's possible. Who knows?
You know, whatever you decide is fine with me. I have no personal whatever, you know, I want you to be happy, do well. I'm just saying that you may not stay in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Whatever you have, and if you have, that's important.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you hear this next coming Sunday, I was talking to Mark because now Mark is in Vegas. Yes. So, and people, and he lives with a Brazilian girl.
Oh.
Her roommate, yes, Ana Paula, that's nice. Brazilians everywhere like the spirits. You guys can see, right? So we have our what I'm gonna say? Oh, the charity on Sunday. We have our church on Sunday. You need volunteers there in downtown. So now, Rob, we're working with this another nonprofit called Care Complex. Actually, don't work with them, but they just like provide a space for us to feed the homeless. And you need volunteers. So we can stop by there around 9:30, 10 a.m. So it's gonna be awesome. But I can text you the address and everything. It's close by the same place that we used to go every month, you know, to donate like
Okay.
clothes. It's kind of like behind this place, in the back of this place actually. But I can text you the address and everything.
Cool.
But yes, I think that's all for today, people. And I'm glad everybody here for class. Yay! All right, so I'm not gonna do the final praise. So is it just a volunteer or just pick one? But you guys decide. Don't fight, okay? Don't fight. I know everybody wanna do, but don't fight it. All right.
I'll do it, okay?
Yay! Okay.
Yes,
Who said yes?
I did.
Then you do it. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and close our eyes, elevate our thoughts. Let's be thankful for this opportunity. Let's be thankful for the time we spent together. Let's be thankful for all the good spirits that are around us. Let's ask them to keep helping us through our day, to keep helping us to make good decisions in life, to help us stand up when we fall, and most importantly, to learn with all the obstacles that are put into our lives, that we might use these lessons to our enrichment, to our soul, and to help the ones around us. Let's ask God to keep giving us the tools to do His work. So when we meet Him again, we can show our full hands. And so be it. Thank you. I gotta go home. Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Nice to see everyone.
Bye,
Good to see you.
everyone. Nice seeing everyone.
Cool. Bye.
Take care of yourselves.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye-bye.